Welcome back to the Luna 4 mission. Today was day 2, and the astronauts have just completed the translunar injection burn.
Stage 3 separation.
Now with stage 3 gone, they are preparing to turn around the command module and dock with the lunar lander.
Luna 4 to ground.
Luna 4, this is ground, go ahead.
Could you hand over the controls so that way we could dock to the lander?
Yes, Luna 4, just give us a moment.
Mission Control is now in the process of handing the controls over to Luna 4 and their crew, so that way they can dock to the lunar lander.
Luna 4, the controls are now yours, go ahead and dock with the lander.
Alright, ground, good to hear. We are currently setting the docking port as our target and switching the docking camera view on.
While the crew of Luna 4 is setting up this maneuver, we'll show this animation here of what they are currently doing. This is perfectly synced up to exactly what they are doing.
Docking port is targeted, preparing to turn around and dock.
Alright, Luna 4, you can execute the maneuver.
Docking camera is active.
We're now back on the rocket. That is the end of the animation. Now what you're seeing is actually happening.
Executing turn.
The maneuver is looking nominal so far, please continue.
About halfway done, we are almost lined up.
Nominal turn, you are clear to go ahead for docking.
Alright, RCS thrusters are active and working.
All thruster readouts are looking normal, safe to continue maneuver.
We just swung the docking camera around, no leaks reported.
Good to hear, Luna 4, you are moving in closer, please continue to speed up.
Still lined up on our side. How's it looking down there?
Telemetry data shows that both craft are in line with each other, please continue. Luna 4, you should start backing the speed off a little bit.
We'll actually speed up a little bit more, then start backing the speed off around 6 meters.
Nine meters from target. Five meters. Probe insertion. Contact. Docking confirmed.
Okay, we are checking the seals now.
That was a relief to hear. We could about feel the tension in the room during the docking maneuver. With them now docked, they will turn around and prepare for a mid-course correction should there be one. If not, they will prepare for orbiting the moon.
Executing turn to prograde.
Nominal turn, Luna 4. Keep going.
They will now go into a 7-hour coast phase until they enter the sphere of influence of the moon, which is the point of which the moon's gravity starts acting on the craft.
Turn complete.
Alright, Luna 4, please prepare to be comfortable for the next 7 hours as you're entering a coast phase.
You are now seeing a graphic on screen of what the flight computer is doing. It is going to calculate what it should do to be able to get into orbit around the moon.
Burn node plotted.
The next step is to calculate the burn.
Calculating burn. Burn calculated, checking results. Luna 4, prepare for another 2-hour coast phase.
All right, we'll find a way to be comfortable for 2 hours and occupy ourselves for 2 hours. And, well, maybe just be looking at the moon because it's real beautiful from here. If I can remember right, only 3 other people have gotten this close to the moon.
You'd be right about that, Luna 4. That was the crew of the last mission of Luna 3.
This is a very large mission milestone. Next up will be the orbit insertion burn.
Starting orbit insertion burn.
Look at all of those tiny craters. Don't normally see those from Drew.
Orbit insertion burn is looking good so far. Please continue.
I could hold my thumb over Drew and it's gone. We are very far away from home right now.
So far, their burn is perfect. Just look at the different camera angles they have to offer of the moon and Drew in the background.
Ground to Luna 4.
Ground, this is Luna 4. Go ahead.
You may notice a delay between responses. That is because you are so far away from the Space Center that it just takes that long for the signal to reach.
Yes, we do notice the delay you were talking about, and it's pretty crazy to think that it's just because we are far away.
We think it's something to do with there being a speed to light, which we haven't been able to measure yet, but we are working on that.
Well, once you finally do find out the speed of light, send a crew up to the moon with a light reflector, so that way maybe you can measure how far away the moon is.
Good idea, Luna 4. We will definitely put that somewhere in a plan.
It's not very often that our astronauts come up with mission ideas, but when they do, they're generally pretty good. I think the whole idea of going to the moon was from one of our astronauts that we sent into orbit a while ago.
Luna 4, do you have any pressure leaks at all? Your craft seems to be wiggling excessively.
No pressure leaks to be found, but there is definitely an intense vibration.
Alright, we are looking at expected telemetry and the current telemetry data, and everything seems to line up surprisingly. It's almost like they planned that this vibration would occur.
Well, good on the designers, because if they didn't account for this vibration, we probably would not be speaking with you right now.
Yes, Luna 4, we are glad that they accounted for this.
After they complete this burn, they will have 2 more smaller burns to do, so that way they can lower their orbit.
Alright, Luna 4, burn is looking nominal. You are alright to continue the burn.
Good to hear.
Since nothing much exciting will happen right now, we will play some music over this until the burn is almost complete.
Engine throttle down. Engine stopped. Burn complete.
Alright, ground. This is Luna 4. Everything looks normal on our side. How about yours?
Everything looks good here. You are successfully in a 90-kilometer high orbit. That was a nominal burn. Prepare for a 1-hour coast phase to orbital correction burn.
While the astronauts prepare for another coast phase, the flight computer is making the calculations for the next burn.
Luna 4 to ground.
Luna 4, this is ground. What's going on?
We spotted a random piece of debris. We don't know what it is or what craft it is from.
We see that too. Whatever it is, it does not have an orbital trajectory. It is heading out of the Drew Moon system and is heading into interplanetary space.
So then it is nothing to be concerned about?
That is correct. You do not need to be concerned about it. It will not cause any issues in the future.
Alright, ground. That is good to know. We are now preparing for our coast phase.
This graphic here on screen shows exactly what the ground control is seeing on their terminals. This is what the tracking center is picking up right now as we speak.
Plotting burn node and calculating burn time. Burn calculated. 30 seconds from burn.
Alright, there is no ice in the fuel lines. We are good to go with the burn.
"20 seconds until burn. "10 seconds until burn. Engine throttle up begin. Max thrust reached. Engine throttle down, burn complete.
That burn was one of two needed to complete the orbit lowering maneuver.
Plotting second burn node and calculating burn time. Burn calculated, begin coast phase. "30 seconds until burn. "20 seconds until burn. "10 seconds until burn. Engine throttling up, beginning burn. Engine throttle down, burn complete. Nominal orbit established.
Being this close to the moon is cool and all, but how many more days in terms of Earth days do you think there will be until we get to walk the moon?
Best case scenario, you're walking the moon tomorrow.
Alright, well, I guess until then we'll just draw some straws, play tic-tac-toe, rock, paper, scissors, or something, and see who gets to stay in the command capsule.
Well, since the three of you were equally trained, that works.
That concludes day 2 of Luna 4. Hopefully tomorrow they'll be landing on the moon.